Hey everyone, this is Jane with Barlow Herbal. Got Dr. Brandon Nielsen in the house, and we have a great question from one of our customers that we're going to answer for you today.
All right.
So why don't you,
Yeah, which one?
So it's this one right here.
Okay. Here we go. I believe in the future. I believe in the future when food gets sparse, we may need something to protect our stomach from less than ideal food. Great question.
Mm-hmm.
Things like questionable meats, food storage, etc. Sometimes after eating at a restaurant, my body feels like the meat or food wasn't the best or freshest or even worse bad, is what it says. Is there something we can take immediately? Well, let's talk about in the future first. Let's do this. Let's address the immediate first. Can they take something immediate to help with the
If
problematic
there's bad
food?
food.
Yeah.
My first thought is activated charcoal.
Excellent. I love activated charcoal, and either that or like a really clean bentonite clay.
Yes.
Or the third would be a really clean zeolite. Those are some of my first that I would use, okay?
Agreed.
The next thing that I would use right after, but I usually like to do this before, is some type of a digestive enzyme. Especially if if meat is a problem and it's a bad source of meat, I would do something with like a plantain or, like a papain, not a plantain. I was just eating plantain. Papain. Something that I really like is bromelain or bromelain, which comes from pineapple, the core of pineapple. Those are very good. In fact, that's what they use in meat tenderizer is bromelain. So you can eat that, or those are some of the best. The bromelain, especially, like it, and hydrochloric acid.
So are you talking about to eat them after you've had something bad?
Well,
or
see, because he
before?
says, I'm going to say, because he said, is there something I can take immediately? So
Okay.
I recommend doing it beforehand.
If you know it might be less than optimal.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what I would do is beforehand. I'm just saying if he did take it afterward, you're going to take something like a zeolite, an activated charcoal, or a calcium bentonite clay afterward, or even some of the digestive enzymes, and that really helps.
Right.
Now, what do I recommend ahead of? I would use something like a wheat rescue. That would be like for the gluten type stuff, or like a gluten flam. That's by Apex Energetics. The wheat rescue is by Dr. I can't remember his name right now off the top. I can see
You
his
can probably
name.
look it up.
Wheat rescue. Yeah. The other thing that I would recommend, and I could even give them some links. We have it at our office. But the other thing that I'd recommend is a nice hydrochloric acid digestive enzyme with something like the bromelain, or a broad spectrum type digestive enzyme ahead of time. If they're having sensitivities though, I recommend doing a hydrochloric acid detox, and I could even write up something how to do that.
Yeah, and hydrochloric acid is something that your
body already has.
Makes, and
your stomach.
Your stomach
already
has.
has.
Yeah, you're right.
The bile is gallbladder, yep.
Right.
You already knew that.
Yeah. So the thing is are these things to have like in a kit, an emergency kit, like something to?
Yes, and I would use it because it's kind of crazy, but if this person's telling me that they had a worse reaction, they don't have enough hydrochloric acid in their stomach already. Because if you eat something once in a while, like you should be able to go out to a restaurant and eat and be fine. And even if you overdo it, sure, you might be a little bit swollen or whatever, but that tells me right off the bat that you don't have enough digestive enzyme, particularly hydrochloric acid, and most likely you are acidic. So you increase basic, or you create a pH basic body, alkalinic as you know it, but you have to do it through creating an acidic stomach. If you don't have an acidic stomach, your food will actually rot in your stomach. I mean, you can look in Guyton Hall. That's exactly right.
To break it down.
So, the first thing I would say is you probably need to do more hydrochloric acid in, like, always. And the way we do it is I don't know if I've ever told you this, is pretty intense, but what you do to build up hydrochloric acid is you have a person start out per meal. So 3 times a day, they'll start out at 2. Then the next day, they take it per meal.
Do you take it before you eat, or
doesn't matter? Just get it in. Just 2 per meal. Then the next day they take 3 per meal. Then the next day 4 per meal, until they get kind of this burning sensation. Not complete, it hurts, but it's like a warming kind of burning in the stomach. From there, whatever it is, the max you would do, I think the max anybody's ever done is 21 per meal.
Wow. Wow.
21 capsules of hydrochloric acid per meal. And you want to do this supervised, you guys. You want to have, you want to have somebody supervise this and do this for you, like your naturopath or your chiropractor, whoever would be able to do this. You do that per meal. Once you arrive at that, then you take that for the next 3 weeks. So 21 days, you take it at that. So it could be like 10 capsules per meal of hydrochloric acid. Then usually after that, then you go down, and that will take care of almost all of those food frustrations and food troubles.
And so does it basically help your stomach acid do its job better?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
See, the stomach acid is the first line of defense for parasites, for anything bacterial, for all of that. And most of us, all of us, as we age, it decreases.
Right.
And so we just don't have enough hydrochloric acid in our stomach. I didn't even know we were going to go there, but that's where we went.
I actually did that. I didn't know we were going to go there either, but I actually did that exactly what you said about 12 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was having some digestive problems, and I took HCl, and I did exactly that. I
kept adding
it for each meal, because what happened is I was a vegetarian for 12 years. When I started adding some meat back in, my body needed to readjust to digesting meat. That's exactly right. And I didn't have enough hydrochloric acid, regular stomach acid,
that's exactly right.
And then I also, at the same time, added digestive enzymes.
Perfect.
And I would take the digestive enzymes before a meal, like 20 or 30 minutes or even an hour.
And that's optimal, you guys,
if you can.
Optimal. And for so many of my patients, I'm like, get it in. Honestly, on digestive enzymes, if you can take it like 20 to 30 minutes, wow, you're amazing, right? But for me,
but the problem is my digestive issues were enough that I was like, this is ridiculous. It's like I know that something's not right with the way I'm digesting my food, and it was even before I started eating meat. I still had digestive problems, and I don't have them ever anymore. I don't take hydrochloric acid, but I still do digestive enzymes.
And you guys can do this. I call it a hydrochloric acid detox, and it's phenomenal for your entire gut, for your body, everything, to recreate alkalinity. You think alkaline water is going to do it? You actually need to have enough acid in your stomach to be able to do it. Right. So I would say that the second part of that would be, in the future when foods get bad, or let's say we're living off food storage and we can't handle it. Here's the other thing I do. I do things in moderation. Every once in a while, I will purposefully actually get a little bit of gluten into my diet. Oh, yes, I will. I'll allow it to come in, or I'll purposefully get certain things. I'll go out to eat, and I know it's not optimal.
I'll get some Big Mac and fries.
Yes. I probably wouldn't do that.
I'm totally joking.
I know, but kind of not that far. That was awesome. No. You throw it in, but something like that. And then our bodies should be able to handle it. You're not going to feel amazing, but our bodies should be able to handle a little bit in moderation. And that's one of the things that I've been doing to prepare.
Yeah. And I actually do the same. I don't have a perfect diet. To me, it's like there's things that I eat that I wouldn't eat every single day. Now, I don't ever drink soda. I don't ever eat fast food. But I will eat things like I might eat something like that's deep fried.
Absolutely.
And I don't, so my body knows how to acclimate.
No, not every single day.
Right? No, not every single day.
I'm joking.
Yeah. But and here's another thing. This, to me, you're not going to be surprised when this tip comes.
Here it comes.
So here it comes.
She hasn't even told me. Oh boy, what is this?
This to me is the best tip. If you have to eat something, not have to, maybe you're going to, so maybe someone's made a meal for you, or maybe you're in a position where this is the only food, and maybe it's a meal you haven't had a meal in 2 days, and it's something that, oh my gosh, this is something it's a Big Mac and French fries.
Yeah.
And you haven't had a meal in 2 days.
Oh my goodness.
So this is what you do. You literally say a blessing on it. You give it love. You give it energy to nourish your body. Yeah. And then what happens is this energetically given blessing or prayer over your food changes it. I
agree. And bless your body too.
So in a less than ideal situation where you don't have the optimal food you would normally eat, take these other steps with the hydrochloric acid, with the digestive enzyme. Those are all really good. But in a pinch, you might not have those things.
You might not.
And you do have the ability to say, I am grateful for this meal.
Gratitude. Exactly. I was just going to say that. Gratitude.
And love.
Bless it.
Bless it. Give it love. And you will be surprised at how, not only how good you will feel, but how much that will nourish your body because you've just energetically changed it. And to me, that's the kicker right there.
Huge.
And we forget, right?
Thank you.
Mr. HCL. No, that was good.
That too. I'm always thinking like a doctor. As soon as my wife says something, I think of a doctor. She's like, no, I just want you to be my husband. I'm like, oh, sorry. Oh. Something happened to the kids. It's like, Dr. Nielsen. Wait, just be dad. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm dad too.
Let's go to the hokey pokey.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
So hopefully that helps you guys. And just remember this. Take a risk.
Yeah, take a risk. Live. Be alive. You're alive. See you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.